Q&A, and I haven't done one of these in quite some time. So I went on Instagram, which, by the way, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you totally should. My username is Bookables, and the link is down below if you want to follow it. I put a lot of book pictures on there. I put a lot of other pictures on there. It's just an Instagram, so it's awesome. Anyway, so I went on Instagram and asked you guys to ask me some questions, and here they are. I'm going to try to answer the majority of them. Anyway, let's get right into the questions. The first question is, when do you find time to read while being a mom? And this is a very good question. If you don't know, I have a 1.5-year-old son, and so his schedule's constantly changing. Right now, he's on a good loop of taking a 2-hour nap during the day, so usually that's my main chunk of reading time, where, 1 hour I will either, clean or do computer work or photography work if I have it, or YouTube work or whatever, and the other hour, or at least 30 minutes, I should say, I like to read. I like to block at least 30 minutes out during that time to read. Now, some days are better than others where he naps well and he doesn't nap well, so it's a toss in the air, really, but I usually try to read for at least 30 minutes during the day, and then he has a pretty regular bedtime, so I'll at least try to read for 30 minutes during the nighttime after he goes to bed. Now, it could be an amazing book where I would like to read for an hour after he goes to bed. That's awesome. Or sometimes I could be so tired that thinking about a book makes me tired, so I just go to sleep. So I would say, nap time and bedtime are usually times I can read. The next question is, what camera do you use for filming? I've used this camera for about, I want to say, the last 2 years at least for BookTube, and it's a Canon 5D Mark II, and it is quite an expensive camera if you look it up, but I use this camera primarily for my photography because I'm a photographer, and it just so happens it records amazing videos, so I multitask. And the other question from this is, what is my favorite contemporary author? Hands down, Sarah Destin. I love her. I have several videos on this channel talking about Sarah Destin. I will try to link them down below, or maybe one will be right here for you to check out. I got a lot of questions about reading slumps, like how do you get out of them, what books to read while you're in a reading slump, and it honestly varies on the person. For me, when I'm in a reading slump, one thing that can get me out of it is a very short contemporary. That's just me. But I have a whole video talking about reading slumps if you want to check it out. But like I said, if you have a favorite genre, like a genre that you can read if a genre you could read just day after day after day, I'd say just stick to that. Or a lot of times I would say reread one of your favorite books. That really will help you fall in love again with reading and maybe help you get out of your slump. So those are my 2 things. This is a cool question. If your baby had been a girl, what would you have named her? This is a great question. I'm the type of person, I know a lot of girls are like me, I've had my names picked out for my babies for years, since I was 18, and I've stuck with them. I've always said if I had a boy, I would name him Noah, which is my son's name, and if I had a girl, her name would be Autumn, so her name would have been Autumn. So hopefully my next child would be a girl and I can name her Autumn. That would be so great, and I would just love that so much. Favorite movie? That's a great question. My all-time, hands down favorite movie is 10 Things I Hate About You. I have loved that since I was 16, and it's just my favorite movie. And yes, it's like a cheesy 90s. You know what? No, it's not cheesy. It's a great movie. It's got great acting in it, and it's hilarious, and it's got Heath Ledger and Julia Stiles and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. You need to watch it. If you are a child of the 90s and you have not yet watched that movie, you need to watch it because it's amazing. I have 3 books I need to read this semester for one class. How can I read them fast and comprehend them? That's a great question. What I find when I read really big fantasy books and I feel like I can't comprehend them because there's so much information going on, I'll try to mark every 100 pages, and when that 100 page comes up, I will usually leave a post-it note in there and just jot down some quick comprehension things that I remember, this is happening in the book, so I don't forget, because sometimes our mind can get muddled with all the information in books. So that's what I find works for me. It's just halfway or quarter through the books, just take a quick post-it note, write little things in there, and that will help you when you look back on, when you finish the book and you look back on it, you'll be like, oh, and that will refresh your memory. Now, I don't know if that works for everyone. For me, it works great. What is the best part about being a mom? I get this question quite a lot too. The best part is just, having all the love, all of my love has been poured into this one person, and just raising him. I mean, there's so many great things about being a mom. I can't really pick one, but just, love, honestly. That would be the biggest thing, is love. Are you watching the Shadowhunters TV show? And if so, what is your opinion on it compared to the books? I sadly have not watched it yet. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. When I've seen the previews and I watched a couple behind the scenes things, it looked really cheesy to me, and I was kind of turned off by it, and I still am kind of turned off by it, and I haven't watched it yet because I'm just so nervous that I'm not gonna like it. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be a little bit cheesier than I want it to be, and I would like it to be a serious show. So I haven't yet watched it. I think I might watch it. I'm just still testing my waters with it. What books have you read this year so far? So currently while filming this, I have read 3 books. The first book I've read this year is Passenger by Alexander Bracken, liked it. The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins, loved it. And Little Lies by Leon Moriarty, I like that one as well. So I've read 3 books so far, which is pretty good because January's not even up yet, and I feel very confident going into the next month. Which videos are your favorite to film? Oh, I love book reviews, honestly, especially after a book I've read that I loved and I love talking about. Like, one of my favorite videos I've filmed this year so far has been The Girl on the Train, and I just felt like I was so animated and I was so passionate about that book because at the end of the day, I just love talking about books. So book reviews are honestly my favorite to film because I can just sit down in front of the camera and just tell you all of the things I felt about that book and just expel it all out there, and then I could look back on it later and be like, oh man, I really love that book, or hey, I really hurt with that book, because that happens sometimes. But honestly, it might be cheesy, but I love filming book reviews. I honestly do. What do you think about the new season of Gilmore Girls? I'm so excited. Yes, I am too. I've been wanting to film a video about this, but I don't feel like it's 100% confirmed yet, if I'm not too mistaken. If you're new to this news, is apparently I think Netflix has decided they're going to film like, I think 6 or 7 season, like a 6 or 7 episode season of Gilmore Girls, which means that'll be like season 8, is that right? Yes. And when I heard about that, I was like jumping up and down the air because Gilmore Girls is my all-time favorite TV show. I love and adore that show. I've loved it for such a long time, and I feel like when it came on Netflix, everybody else started loving it, and I was like, yes, the show is so underrated, but it's so amazing. I'm so excited for it, and I think that it's gonna happen. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I feel like it needs to happen. Like, it needs to happen. Everything needs to wrap up because the series finale was not a very great series finale. I didn't feel concluded, I didn't feel happy, so I need some more of Lorelai Gilmore in my life, like stat. What is your favorite beauty product and what are your favorite colors to wear? Beauty products. I love beauty products. I have recently been getting back into the world of makeup thanks to YouTube, because you can like fall into a YouTube hole in the beauty community especially and just never come out. My favorite products right now are foundation. I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I'm really liking it, as well as what's my other one that I really like? I really love my Lorac 2 Pro palette. That thing is freaking amazing. And my favorite colors to wear, I'm guessing you're meaning like shirts wise. Honestly, the color I really don't feel like I look good in is green. Green is not a very great color for me, and sometimes yellow, but there's other colors I'm like, great. I mean, my favorite color probably to wear is black because basic. What is your favorite underrated book series? Oh, I love this question. I might even do a whole video about this if you guys want an underrated book series that you need to read. Across the Universe by Beth Revis. Not a lot of people talk about that series. It's amazing. Unearthly by Cynthia Han. Another amazing series. The Shade Trilogy by Jerry Smith Reddy. Another amazing trilogy that nobody talks about. So I'd say those are my 3. If you guys want me to do a video, I really dig deep down into my reading pile and tell you what are some of my favorite underrated books that don't get a lot of talk, that don't get a lot of love, but they need to have a lot of love. What is your favorite meal to cook for you and your family? Oh, that's a good question. Right now, it's really cold, so I do a lot of cold, like, crock pot stuff. So I do chicken noodle soup in the crock pot. I do a lot of, like, beef stew. It's mashed potatoes. I have this mashed potato recipe I got from Pioneer Woman, and, like, I make them for special events, like Christmas and blah. And my family, like, fangirls over them like nobody's business. They love it. Do you like to go to the library? Yes, I love the library. Actually, I think I'm planning on filming a video talking all about the library and how you need to visit your local library, because libraries are amazing. There are so many books on my shelves that I have gotten. Like, I first read them when I borrowed them from the library, and then I fell in love with them, so I had to buy them for myself. But I love the library. Like, it's deep love. It's deep love for the library. I'll even talk more about that. Least favorite book of 2015. I would have to say Cruel Beauty. That's such a hate or love book. A lot of people love that book, but a lot of people hate it. I really did not like it. I found it was an odd book. So odd. My favorite book of 2015 was A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. One of those. And that's all the questions for now. I know I left some out and I apologize, but I just had to think about timing and stuff. As always with Q&A videos, if you have any future questions you would love to ask me, leave them down in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. If you would like to see more videos, please click subscribe. I would love that. And I will see you next time. Bye.
Oh, I can't wait for mid-December, 'cause I got flowers in all my weather.